Welcome to Of Course She Did, a podcast about knitting and friendship. Join our knit club for a good old-fashioned knit and natter, and we'll talk about all things knitting, as well as the insanity that occupies the other 10% of our brains. Our knit club consists of hormonal women of a certain age, and you are hereby warned foul language and spicy topics.
Spicy. Hello, I'm Jody, and I stayed home.
Of course she did.
We are referring to not going on the Iceland trip, which we have talked about in another episode, but part of the reason that I stayed home was family obligations, and without sharing that information, it's something we all thought we would talk about today, is how family obligations interact and interrupt and stop us.
Get in the way of knitting.
Get in the way of knitting. I can't even tell you how many times Erin's texted me going, I don't want to work. I just want to knit today.
And I love my work, but it's true. Sometimes I just want to knit. So we kind of thought that maybe this will be a little bit more serious. So you're getting to see a different side of us, because really what we can do is we can talk about the group dynamics of being 4 women and having one of us stay back. And today it's 3 of us talking and a really cute dog. And Ingrid has dipped out. So
for a family obligation.
Exactly. So of course she did.
It is, I think I said before we started the podcast, it might be 10% of our brains, but it's a lot of our heart. Our families are first and foremost for all 4 of us. By far and away the most important thing in our lives on a day-to-day basis. I mean, knitting's up there, but family's definitely the most important.
Yeah, and our kiddos were the things that brought the 4 of us, there's 3 of us right now, the 4 of us together. And I'm not good at counting or numbers, so I will get that wrong every time today.
That's why you have a cup that says, fuck off, I'm knitting. It should also say, fuck off, I'm counting.
Yes, I need that. We all have boys, so we don't do a lot of girl stuff, but I do remember being younger and 3 being a really hard number.
Yeah, being the one that was, and I've got air quotes going on, left out of the Iceland trip, because I never felt like I was left out. The reason I stayed, I would never have changed anything for staying home. That was 100% where my heart needed to be. And because you guys took my face, I never felt left out at all. And I truly was eager every day to look and see, because the timing was off. So you guys would be posting at, say, 3 or 4 in the morning. And then as soon as I got up at 6, I'd be flipping through the photos to see where I'd gone that day. So I never, ever felt left out. Definitely felt like I want to go on my own or with you guys another time. Definitely spurred that travel bug, but
it's hard to exclude yourself as well. I know, like on our first road trip in Ingrid-less, you guys all went for a hike, and I didn't want to go. I wanted to finish my knitting project.
Was that the blanket, the family blanket you were working on? Yes.
So to exclude yourself like that can be really difficult to take care of yourself.
I remember, sorry, I interrupted you. I remember coming into the she shed and telling you guys that I couldn't go, and it being a devastating thing to say. Oh, I'm getting emotional, sorry.
We've got Kleenex. Because
of the reason, but also because I felt like I was letting you guys all down. You know, that our foursome is, there's a dynamic to that, to the 4 of us being together, and how we bang off each other and play off each other and interact with each other. And I just felt so much like I was letting you down. But that didn't last long. It was because obviously you all made it super okay for me to stay home for the obligation I needed to, but that was harder, feeling like I let people down.
I think we talked about in a previous episode too, because there are 4 of us, there's always somebody who might not be able to make it, or, you know, you put it out to the group and one person can make it or 2 people can make it. Not everybody can make it. And if you don't want to go on the hike, it's okay to sit back and go, okay, I don't want to go. No worries.
It's hard though, hey?
It's the pleasure of being a menopausal woman, though. Like 0 fucks to give. Like I love all of you, and if you all are going to do something without me, I might feel a pang of jealousy because I can't do it, but also I have obligations. So I think there's less of that immaturity of you can't do something without me.
Okay, I have
doesn't
all of
exist.
that immaturity.
Oh, okay.
You know how many times I think, oh God, you two are getting together on a Friday and I have to fucking go to work. It sucks.
I've been on vacation or on stress leave a lot, so I must admit that my free time has been a bit more than usual. And Erin has the pleasure of being able to set her own schedule, so she can work more on one day and less on another. Ingrid has that though as well, but she also does more volunteering than God. So,
And I think she covets her time more than I do. You know, whereas I'm up for anything.
Yeah.
And I like company, most especially like the three of you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and my family kind of jokes like that's where my priority lies. I'm not going to sit at home. My wedding anniversary was yesterday and there were no plans. I'm like, I'm going out with Jody then.
Yeah. Come on over here and play with yarn. We're good.
Yeah. So, I put friends.
I also think we all make it safe though, and that's also part of our dynamic is the love and respect for you. You got to do what you got to do, and because we're also strongly family orientated, then that we all also then know that is always going to trump yarn and girls. Family always trumps. Mostly.
I do move heaven and earth to make sure yarn and girls can come first, but I will put family.
I guess there's a plug in there for husbands who understand that also, as they are.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I have to say, Lance is phenomenally understanding of that.
I think Matt prefers I go out, to be honest.
We secretly want the boys to all have their club too. So
they did make a joke, and I might try and push that through because you never give Erin an idea. But Lance and Matt were talking about podcasting, about what it's like to have knitting women that podcast in their life.
That would be brilliant.
If I can make it happen, if there is anybody listening to this and you're interested, let me know because your votes may help persuade the men.
If you want to hear them talk about our insanity that they would say occupies 90% of our brain.
You know, it would be also like a really kind of grounding realism to, you know, like you wouldn't believe what my wife spent on yarn.
It would be really interesting to hear it through their
eyes.
For the first time ever, Lance and I have been together. What years?
Good thing
15
Lance
years.
doesn't listen.
15 years will be our wedding anniversary next week. And for the first time ever in our entire life, he said to me, I think you have too much yarn. I think that's enough. You need to stop buying yarn, I think is how he put it. And his complaint about that was that it was in every room in the house.
We sorted that out.
So what did I do? I bought some containers so I could buy more yarn and have it all organized so it didn't look as onerous. Yeah.
It is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. And yes, my wedding anniversary last night was 21 years. And
amazing.
I think my husband fears for his life if he ever says, I think you've got enough yarn.
Yeah. Lance, yeah. It's like, do not say that to me. I'm just going to buy more. I mean, Entwined is coming up, for heaven's sakes.
And Vibrations.
So those are the two local Victoria-based fiber celebrations, yarn celebrations. So
I made the mistake today. We're going away and made the mistake today of telling my husband he could go find a bag to put his stuff in. In the cupboard that's hiding the rainbow yarn. and he found it and he took it out and he just dropped it outside the cupboard. And I was like, yeah, that just needs
happened.
to be caked.
He'll get used to it.
Yeah.
He'll get used
He
to it.
didn't say anything, but he just kind of looked at me and took this big garbage bag size bag of yarn and dropped it at my feet.
There might be a prize for the last husband standing who doesn't ban us from seeing each other.
Ooh.
Actually, my husband was more accommodating knowing that we were doing podcasting than he was knowing that I was getting together with you guys knitting.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So different value system for him.
Yeah.
So my brain goes to, so this is our hobby, but it's also sort of what we do for, I don't know how to say it, Erin. You're so good with words, but it's my meditation. It's my safety. It's my recovery. Is that?
Well, and for me, because I'm a real kind of visual thinker, there are such really concrete analogies in life and knitting. And so I thought maybe we could play around with that because, how the four of us are knit together, how, 4 seemingly single strands actually, and I thought I was bringing us all together for the first time in October, months and months ago, but everybody had already met everybody else in another, incarnation of life.
Yeah.
And I mean preschool or kindergarten.
Yeah, we had all at some point interacted and met with each other. It's true. So that's an interesting idea. My mind immediately leapt to this idea that we're all a different color. And if you're knitting with all 4 colors at once, sometimes the pink is dominant, sometimes the blue is dominant, sometimes they all meld and make one color. And that's the fabulous thing about yarn is it changes. I just recently learned that when you are doing strand knitting, and I thought I was an accomplished knitter, clearly not, whichever one you put on top when you're carrying it becomes the more dominant yarn. How? That's just freaking black magic.
Well, and think about it. Like we've each taken turns carrying each other.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is. Okay, so are we like a sweater or a blanket? Or a sock? Or
Oh yeah, a blanket you don't have to sew up.
oh, thank God. Let's go for that one.
But and looking at like our travels, there are increases and decreases and different ways of doing that. And
they're
in
just
life,
part of the fabric. They don't make holes. And even the yarn overs are part of, I guess if you called a yarn over a hole where someone was missing, that would be part of the fabric, part of the
design.
Yeah. That's you're so good with this.
Well, and lace is beautiful, right? And lace is lace because it has holes in it, so to speak.
And each knitting pattern is unique. I presume each friendship is unique. It's certainly this foursome is unique. So,
yeah. And aw. We've got leaky eyes over here. And it's funny because I just got to witness a beautiful piece of work that Jody did, and I pulled a Jody, which means I immediately spotted a mistake.
Shit.
And it was a slip stitch.
Yeah, it was a drop stitch. Yeah.
So, but it's not the end of the world.
It didn't block that shit out, though. Usually that fixes a lot, but you know what? I'll just go back and duplicate stitch it. And how often do we do that in life? We make mistakes and then we go back and we repair them or we sew over them. And
it becomes stronger there.
Oh,
right. Yeah. Or you could be like me, who finds a mistake and you go, fuck it, and you frog it. And in knitting terms,
I think Ingrid does that too.
She does a lot of that.
She is famous for just ripping it out and starting again. She has no shame of just
the whole sweater.
Yeah.
Like almost done. And I'll just rip out the whole thing.
I can't.
I have done that.
But that's the difference between a process knitter and a product knitter. So she's a process knitter. She likes the process of knitting and planning and yarn, picking the yarn and all of that. She doesn't so much, like the product is not what her goal is.
Although the product she wants done well.
She wants it perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is why it took 40 years
Bless her. Yes.
To finish that sweater.
That's an interesting point. So does that make her more of a product knitter because what she's producing isn't good enough? So it doesn't matter how enjoyable or how long the process took you. The product wasn't good enough, so you need to redo it.
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works.
Some of both.
Because there are some things that, you don't mind if there's a little mistake in it. Like, oh, well, I can live with that.
Yes. Especially if there's been 150 hours of knitting since the mistake.
Yeah.
I guess it also depends on what you, like how fixable it is or hideable maybe is the better word. I think it also depends on who you are as a person. Like, I just leave the mistakes. But maybe Ingrid is more of a perfectionist.
And is there not some sort of older superstition about a mistake in the sweater? I seem to recall now.
Is that the Aaron Fisherman thing where they make a mistake or a certain twist in a cable or something that historically it was in Ireland or Scotland. the fishermen, their wives would make them Aran sweaters, and they would put a certain stitch pattern or a certain twist or a mistake in it, so that if their bodies washed up on shore and you couldn't tell who they were, then the sweater would denote who that family belonged. Body belonged to.
Yeah, and I seem to recall it being kind of a you put so much heart and soul into an item that it's almost like you're not leaving all of your soul. It's like a way of protecting. You're not leaving your soul in the
interesting. Right. So it can't be perfect because then your soul would be gone.
So I've heard that, but I've also heard that the nothing is perfect. No one is perfect except for God. So then they leave a mistake because it's acknowledging there is no such thing as perfection except for in God.
I mean, none of us. We
I'm
all make
definitely
mistakes.
not God when I'm knitting.
I think for me, it depends on the fixability. If I can fix it and hide it, if I can duplicate stitch it, like I didn't even notice that drop stitch, which is unusual for me, but it's mohair and it's annoying to knit with.
Well, and so like here's another analogy, right? Like the mohair gets up your nose, gets stuck in your eyelashes.
Everywhere.
There are parts of life like that, right?
Are you referring to the bodily functions of the males we all live with?
I wasn't, but that is also true. But just the little things that irritate,
Yeah.
And you go, I'm never knitting with mohair again, and you do.
I did
lovely.
2 in a row.
Oh,
I regretted it after the first one, and then I picked up the second
okay,
one.
so I made a rule a long time ago, never to knit with mohair. And then Ingrid made her Sunday cardigan, and it was so damn beautiful. And I got that beautiful mohair from that gentleman. So I knit mine, and although I dislike knitting with mohair, I love the sweater.
Yeah. And I love what mohair, like the softness
And the
fabric.
the lightness of it. Like you're barely wearing something and it's so cozy. Yeah. True. Which is the tight versus loose fabric too. Is our friendship a really tight weave or is it a loose mohair weave? I don't know.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
Because the loose mohair weave keeps you warm. But that's because
we all like the look of a tighter fabric.
Definitely like a tighter fabric.
Yeah.
But we also allow each other to have space.
Yeah.
Ooh, good one.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. It's true.
Well, and we were just talking about like your potential new project, right?
Yeah.
And about playing with ease.
Oh, yeah.
Like what a foreign concept in real life. What does ease look like in real life?
I think when we were younger, there wasn't as much ease. There is more ease now when you think about kids at school and they don't have to hand in their homework when it's due or do their exam when it's exam time or any of those things. Oh, I don't feel like showing up for work today. Oh, I just won't. I
don't have that
8 hours
ease.
of work is too much, so I'm only going to do 3, or classes. I think a full load now is 6 classes, whereas we had 8 or possibly more. And I don't know.
Well, and as now, I guess we're middle-aged women. Like, is our life more a life of ease? Have we settled into?
Mine isn't. Not currently.
I can tell you as I am getting older and gaining more weight, I definitely want more ease in my sweaters.
Maybe not 12 inches.
No, because that definitely makes you look bigger.
Yeah.
Seriously, 12 inches of ease, people. I don't know.
I love your 16.
Oh, snap. That was a good one.
But this is interesting because that's what the pattern calls for, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So, like, here's a process. Do you read the pattern first? Do you understand what the pattern says, or do you just start and you're surprised with every step?
That's usually what I do, except this time where I was like, I don't understand why this says 12 inches of ease.
I guess I have to say I just start because I figure whatever comes at me, I will be able to figure it out and
there you go.
Modify it as I go. Yes, I fly by the seat of my pants 24/7 because the adrenaline makes my brain work better.
But that is also
But it
part
also-
of your job.
It also, well, yes.
You get
Yes.
side swipes
Except
by
for-
everything.
Except for that, like because I'm a nurse and I did work in intensive care for many years, we had an intensivist who used to say, piss poor planning provides poor prognosis.
Mm-hmm.
So the better you plan, the better the outcome. And in that kind of nursing where it is life and death, you imagine and plan for every single eventuality that might come at you. And so maybe for me, I don't do that in my knitting because I simply cannot be that controlled in every aspect of my life.
Oh.
Some of it I have to just let go and let God, so to speak.
See, and I find that the looking ahead and the planning really eases my anxiety.
Anxiety, yeah.
I agree with you, Erin. I'm
Yeah.
a planner too, and in my job, I plan some stuff a year in advance because I have to book that with my vendors.
Wow.
And majority of the stuff I'm looking at 3 to 4 months in advance. So I do have to read the pattern and go, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm going to ask the rest of them.
But okay, there's another life analogy.
And how much better is your final product of your sweater going to be because you read that over and you talked with us about what each of these steps mean and how you do it. And so you're better prepared. Like,
Well, asking for help, right? And like drawing on the knowledge of others. That is so hard in real life. And we don't hesitate to ask Jody when it comes to knitting, right?
yeah. But I feel like I get the same back from all of you guys. So, yeah.
I think it depends on what we're needing help with, right? So
What do you mean?
no, I mean, we definitely, I ask everybody but me about knitting help. But, if it was, I don't know.
Yeah, but when we need
car
to
repair,
quarter
we
a
may not
deer,
ask
we're asking you.
Exactly.
Is this very poisonous?
Yeah.
You'll know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so this whole idea of kind of a pattern and the projected way that it's going to be and what happens when it doesn't, when life doesn't go to plan.
Yeah, but that's the scary thing. It's you and I had this conversation just last night because I have 50 skeins of white yarn, and the idea behind buying that many was to practice dyeing because I've never dyed, and I want to dabble and I want to see. I am also terrified to ruin the yarn, and I said that to Erin, and her response was, "But why are you ruining it? Isn't it just a beautiful mistake? It's still yarn. It's still color." And I kind of went, "Huh, yeah." Preconceived notions of what it should look like.
The odds of you ruining it are fairly slim because you're not going to pick colors that you don't like to dye that with. You're going to pick what you like, and it's going to show up in a certain way, right? You're not picking, let's say, I don't know, brown, and you hate brown. You're going to pick,
I like brown. Give it to me.
Of course, I'm going to pick pink because that's my
but you're
favorite.
going to pick pink, or you're going to pick shades of pink that might all sort of blend together nicely, and
And
they
I
may not
immediately-
blend in the
my
right
brain.
way.
Yeah.
But you're picking colors you're going to like.
And it's going to be something beautiful and unique, and it's going to be a process that I learned on. But there's still that. But what if I mess it up?
Yeah, I'm just not sure how you can.
Erin, do you read a whole pattern through start to finish?
Yes, for the most part, because if it has anything about, now crochet these edges, I don't do that pattern. I read it all the way through because what if I can't do something and then I just won't do that one?
See, I don't at all.
I read it
Never.
to a certain point, like how much I need and what size needles, and then to a certain point, and then all the little, acronyms or whatever. I'm like, overwhelming. I'll figure it out when I get there.
Maybe it's because I already know, for the most part, what the pattern's going to say. Is it a raglan or a straight or an inset sleeve? I already know how to do all of that. So perhaps I also am running on somewhat of an expectation of what.
You can hear Princess Leia's tags. in the
Yeah,
background,
sorry, that's
just so
my
you-
puppy dog. I also, I presume that my own knowledge base is big enough that I'll understand the pattern as I come to it. But maybe that's also a disservice sometimes. Interesting. Am I going to change myself now?
When I get there,
Probably
I'll just
not.
send you a text.
Oh, apparently it's time for,
Okay.
That Leia's telling us we're done podcasting.
Well, here we go. What we can do is we all brought you back some yarn from Iceland.
Yes. And guess what? It was pink.
I couldn't. Every time I see pink now, I think of you. So Do you
of your sex tape? Sorry. I did debate saying that one out loud for about a second.
Okay.
So when you guys went to that wonderful yarn dyer, Gudrun, who
Hespa.
owned Hespa,
Yeah.
you brought me some hot pink, like dark pink that's dyed with beetle carapace, and then some variegated indigo and pink to go with it. And it was too, the weight was too heavy for the, oh my God, the name went
The
right up.
Blaka.
Oh, thank you. All I could think
Blaka,
was
yeah.
Blunta for the Blaka. So now I have the pleasure of deciding what to do with that.
And
I
then
think it goes with all that white that you bought. You could dye some more.
Oh, it does go with the white. It's about the same. I think the white's a little lighter, but yes.
and then I know Ingrid brought back something as well. She brought it back from s1e7.
Oh, yes. So before the ladies left, I gave them each $50 and said, buy me anything you want, whatever you think I would love, just and have a blast. So the yarn from Hespa was from Erin. I'm looking right at her and I called her Ingrid. Seriously.
That's okay. I was Jody the whole trip.
It's true. Kevin called her Jody the whole time.
The whole time I was Jody.
And my kids are Kairai or Raikai. And Ingrid bought me some beautiful brown with a little fingerless mitten pattern, and it's just such an organic looking yarn. It's beautiful. And then Tanya brought me back alcohol and chocolate. She knows my heart so well. It's just, they were just all unique, and each person got what they thought I wanted, and they were all exactly correct. So it was really fun. It was a way for me to feel like I was being involved and supporting you guys, I guess. And I just wanted you to have fun with it.
Yeah. So even when you self-select, even when life kind of determines all of that for you, getting left out, or poor Erin's fear of missing out.
That's right. It's horrible.
Really,
We're all going skydiving. You coming?
no. That
Oh,
one was
we found
easy.
the line to FOMO.
But
Also me, no.
but here,
Don't worry, I'm not going either.
so here's a more serious kind of look at some of how we talk about life and how we can make sense of it. Meditating on it with our knitting and that rhythm. And
I think so much of me processing some of the events I've had in my life just lately, the universe is testing my strength in many ways right now. If I don't have my knitting, I don't process it. Like it's my quiet spot. And when I have to go to the hospital or I have to sit with my father, who's doesn't have a lot of time left, my knitting is with me always because my hands need to be busy, and because it's meditative and it's repetitive, and it's for me it's everything. It's how I cope.
yeah. So thank you for joining us this week. Special thanks to our Techno Whiz Matt and our sponsor Chrysalis Counseling for the support. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook to see photographic evidence of our enthusiasm for yarn, and please connect with us. There is something amazing about a group of friends, and join ours.
Yeah, we'll support you too.
Yeah, for a larger community of knitting friends, we can all get to know each other. So please listen, like, subscribe, and all of those things that you do on the computer stuff that we're too old to understand. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
Happy knitting.